In this video, we're going to talk about grading groups. A really nice feature inside of Schoology is the grading groups provide you the ability to group certain students together, whether it be based on level, accommodation, or you just want to group students together. Maybe it's for station rotation, a form of blended learning, however you need to. There's a variety of different reasons, but I like having the ability to create my own grading groups. So the first thing you're going to do is inside of any of your courses that you have students inside, is you are simply going to go to members. Once you're under members, as long as you have a few members in your course, what you can do is, obviously this member list would be all individual learners that would populate inside your gradebook, whether you use it or not. Over here, a lot of people don't notice this, but it says organize members into a grading group. When I hover over it, I can go to add grading group, and then what it's going to do is it's going to show me the students in my course. So I might call this station rotation group number 1, and I can say Dylan and Heather are part of that grading group. And you will see that it will populate over here. And then I can add another grading group. And then this student, I can say, I wouldn't name it this typically because that student could see it, but I'm just going to call it adapted group just so you get it for the purpose of this video. So I created these two groups now, and if I click on it, it's going to show me that student and the group that they are a part of. So when I go to all, and then when I go over here, I can see I can edit the group. So I'm just going to go back to members, and then again, I can see that my groups are here. The nice thing about that now is I can see easily from a visual perspective which student is in which group. But the really nice feature is when I go to my materials page and I add materials, and let's say I'm going to add an assignment. When I'm done, if I want to individually assign that to them, I could do it two different ways. The easiest way is once the box pops up, you see those three tiny little dots on the lower left-hand corner that say individually assign. By clicking that, I now get this box here that says assign to, and I can begin typing the name of a course member or a group. So if you remember, the first one I started was station rotation. So as I just type the S, you will see the three students I had were Henry Hornet, Dylan, and Heather. None of those start with the S, but you can see I can assign it right to that station group number 1, or the other one I believe I called adapted. That would be the adapted group. So let's say this one just wants to go to station rotation group number 1. I would fill it out like normally would, and then I would simply hit create. The really nice thing about that is once you have things individually assigned, when I go to Gradebook, right now it shows all 3 members, but now I can separate it out and I can view the gradebook specifically by specific members. So rather than viewing it by all 3, I can say, okay, I want to see the adapted group, and it would show me just that student and just those grades. So anything that was not individually assigned to them, they would see the column, but it would be grayed out or it'd have a dash because it's not pertaining to them. So that's the really nice thing. You can do it that way and filter out the gradebook. And again, when I go to add materials and add something, I can click those 3 dots to individually assign and choose a student name or the grading group. Or when I have something over here, I have the ability that if I wanted to, depending on what it was, I would be able to individually assign it and go through those same type of steps. So grading groups are really underutilized feature, but I think in terms of personalized learning, whether you want to group them by ability, by accommodation, by just a group of blended learning, however you want to do it, I think it provides a lot of flexibility and a lot of option to customize learning for students.